time for the police and and of course, saying a very good night to you and welcome down to tonight's edition of the Police and You on this station, Vibes 100.1 FM. We're going to be broadcasting here tonight and the next couple of Tuesday nights. As you are aware, cricket is in the air, and as such, it's going to be live coverage that is going to be happening with ball by ball commentary for cricket. That is going to be happening on the Voice of Ghana's 102.5. We will be dominating Vibes 100.1 FM's airwaves for the next couple of weeks every Tuesday night. The name is Gouveia, Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Police Force, and we've got our team in studio with us, Raj Bali, as well as none other than Noel, that's Corporal Joy Noel, and the man behind making sure that you get it online is Simeon Brown. Compliments also of NCN's very own Wilson, young Wilson. And let me say without further ado, a very good night and welcome down to our guest on tonight's program. And she hails, yes, it's a she, hails from Regional Division 5. That is, I always get mixed up with the name of that division, which she's going to give you, but Regional Division 5, and that is Superintendent Carol Hardin, who is the commander of that region. Good evening to you, Commander, and welcome to Police and You.
Good evening, Stan.
Finally, Carol, finally. All right, so I'll tell you what. The number you can give us a call on later tonight, if it is that you've got any questions for us, particularly as it relates to anything Regional Division 5, is 501-9809. That's 501-9809. You can give us a call later on the program and be able to get your answers to whatever questions you've got. Now, you can follow the conversation that we've got going on the Ghana Police Force's Facebook page and our YouTube page at the Ghana Police Force. All right, just go to Facebook at the Ghana Police Force, or you can also go to our YouTube at Ghana Police Force, and you'll be able to follow the conversation there. You can send your questions. You can even 632. Anything as it relates to Superintendent Carol Hardin, the commander of that region. And I'm told, Commander, it's a very quiet, very eerie region in the sense that, people go to sleep early in that region. First off, tell us your boundaries and what is the name of the region, the proper name that is given to it.
The proper name, Stan, is Regional Division 5, and the boundaries are from Wilhelmina east of the Mahaica River to Rosignol, west bank of the Demerara. There's a span of 4,190 kilometers, and it has a population of 49,723 persons. That is as of the census done in 2012. There is 4 stations and 2 outposts, namely
on the program, which puts you in a particularly unique position. I want to be able to ask you on a personal note, how does that make you feel to know that you're, for the want of a better term, where the big boys romp?
It is not difficult for me because I'm accustomed to being a leader. So it's easy for me, and I'm a people's person. So I've come through the ranks and have been dealing with men in my sphere, so to speak.
And you're being able to rise to the top, and be in
Yeah.
charge of the ranks in your division.
Yes. That's 363 ranks.
Ah, awesome. Now, Commander, what, if any, challenges would you say that you and your ranks have in terms of effective policing of? You did mention all of that span of land and so many people. Evidently, there must be some challenges. You talk also about the Maikoni River that you've got to deal with, and obviously bounded by the Berbice River to the that would be to your east,
Yes.
right? So tell us a little bit about you've got the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean to that side, and you go all the way down into to in the Maikoni down that side into the forested areas. So tell us
Yes.
a little bit about some of the challenges you've got.
Some of the challenges we faced in a division would be patrolling the terrain as effective as we would like to, because of things like floods, and then we have limited space in terms of the boats we use and how we get there. Road or the mainlands, it is relatively easy because we have the vehicles, we have motorcycles, and we also have the community policing and the station management groups who are always willing to help us. So it is not very difficult for us. What poses most of the challenge is getting down to the river. Let's say if there's a flooding and we have to get down, there's not so much of transportation, but we try as much as we can with the limited resources.
Does the police have to come out when outside of flooding? There are like sea breaches, and I know particularly has been a busy area or a weak spot where you would have had sea breaches. Nationally, they would have had to be able to come together to be able to put up better revetments and do some emergency works. What role does the police in your division play in
Well, we
the security?
play our role is just service and protection. The part that falls on the ambit of the government, but the police, the last flooding, what happened, we had to remove the ranks from the Mora Point because the flooding was that severe. But we housed them at the Maikoni police station, and the number 10 ranks had to remove from the lower flat and operate in the upper flat until the water recedes. And there will be some amount of theft where you will have cattle rustling. But because the government were able to step in and provide pontoons to bring out most of the animals to higher grounds, we didn't have much of theft going on. We had one boat and engine that went missing, but this happened on the road where they left their boat and engine and then it went missing. But for in the river per se, we hadn't much of a challenge getting in and coming out.
All right, and based on the stations that you've got, your police stations and your outposts, infrastructure, or be able to highlight where you think there are improvements that are needed, both physical infrastructure as well as the human infrastructure.
Okay. There is generally an upgrade for infrastructure across the force, and the Region 5 is no exception. We have our newly built regional headquarters. We are not able to occupy it as yet, but the infrastructures are being repaired and are being maintained with police ranks for Region 5 I can say that the regional chairman and the REO are active in those infrastructures that need repairs. But they are working to ensure that policemen and women in Regional Divisional 5 is comfortable.
All right, sometime in June, you would have highlighted that there was an increase in some serious crimes within your region, with murder up by 33%. As you address this issue, could you share with us what is the current status quo as it relates to crime now?
All right. The current crime or serious crime overall, we're down to a minus 40%. With murder compared to 2020, we had seven, and for the same period, 2021, we have five. So we are down to 40% overall in serious crimes, and this we are very happy for as a division. Um, we have one murder that is the person has not been captured. That was the last one that happened at Rosegnal Batam. That person has not been captured as yet, but we're working overtime to ensure that we have him face the full blunt of the law for his actions.
And as you make mention of this, I do recall, Commander, someone just recently would have died, and you would have explained to us after the post-mortem was given. I wanted you to be able to address this because what we had happen is that it was the post-mortem said it was delayed drowning. That person was found at the point in time on dry land.
Yeah.
So what happened is that the family reached out to some sections of the media and said that they believe that the police are lying because how could this person drown when they're on dry land? They don't have their wallet in them. It means that some foul play has happened and they don't believe what the post-mortem would have said. Explain.
Um, as far as I know, we the information given from the doctor that did the postmortem explained to us in detail that the person would have suffered delayed drowning, where he went to the trench to get some water, drank the water, and it got into his esophagus. It had a delay reaction, so he felt dizzy, went away from the trench to the tree, experienced difficulty in breathing, and that's where, because no one was around, so he succumbed. When the postmortem was done, you can see the dirty water in his esophagus. That was explained to us. So we explained it to the families, but obviously they have their own view, of which no one was able to come forward to say, well, look, if we don't believe this, then this is it. And so far, we have not been able to get anyone to come forward to say different.
Well, is that delayed drowning? Is it an unusual situation or circumstance, particularly in your region, where it might have been the first that it would have happened, whether in a long time or any time? Hence, persons suspicious of that post-mortem?
As far as I know, it might have never happened. It might have been first case of a situation like that. But I know of babies who died from their or choking on their own vomit, and
Or
it
sometimes
is also
saliva,
yes termed as delayed drowning. But this was my first experience of it, and as commander.
All right. Have you reached out to that family? Or, as a matter of fact, I'll give you the chance. If it is that they're listening and they're saying that they believe that something is a foul and they want justice, what would you say to the relatives of the deceased?
I would say to them, if there is any other information that they have other than the postmortem, they can come forward with that information so that we can have a full investigation done. But so far, that's all we have. And there was no marks of violence on the body to suggest otherwise.
This is the police and you here on 100.1 Vibes FM. and we are streaming also on the police's Facebook page and YouTube page. You can also send us your questions if you've got for the command of Regional Division 5 to telephone number. It is 6320147, or you can call directly in studio on 501 9809. That's 501 9809. As we continue on the program, I want to ask you now, Commander, as it relates to traffic. What are some of the most prevalent offenses that occur in your region? And I ask this because we would have seen a horrific accident, particularly people doing lots of speeding and hooking turns. And as a matter of fact, not too far from the police station,